Iho mitakuyasi. It is honor and pleasure to be with you here at this time. And I want to say something good to the Creator and the Holy Mother and to the cardinal points of the universe and between the earth and sky to the eagle nation and back down to the stone people. 9 circles of life. So I want to request everybody stand, please. I want to dedicate a song. Oh. You know, you've been in power, dancing, really. Yeah. How we're going to begin. Oite, oiate, chandes kahinas in court, chantele tapatayo, the woman silon seganaka, it's a neat garnition, tennijan or canilla, or hunilla money tavuke, o kisnu or kinds of the nausika, oito, mitaka o masan mitaka wanikti. Yo, hetzetuktilla, mitaka yasni. Oh, thank you. Now be seated and thank you. Glishka. I was telling my people here when I was on top of the mountain and I was sitting inside a lodge and there's a buffalo robe. Underneath this buffalo robe, there's a medicine, perfume medicine, and a sage and a buffalo robe. Then I was sitting there for days 4 days and 4 nights, without water, without food, and without going to sleep. And this is really hard when you go pray with a chanumpa. You have to be steadfast and be true to your commitment and vows and pledges that you make, or the command that was given to you by the Spirit. So these are commands by the thunder beings from spirits. And the others are man-made. Like in the educated way, I want to be a Catholic, or I want to be a Episcopal or a Presbyterian. You have a constitutional right, take your pick, take your choice. But that's all man-made. But when you're commanded by the Spirit, you have to do it according to the Spirit. So this bird that came, he said this to me. Tungashla hear you, so he specially appointed me and sent me here because people on the earth, they say nothing is sacred on this earth. Fire, rock, water, and green is not sacred. They're just here, was placed here for man disposable. So everything become disposable, see? Even human is disposable. So we're in that stage now, see. Everything becomes disposable. Oh, now, what the eagle told me, the God shall hear you, so he specially appointed me and sent me here, and I brought you good news. Ha-ho, ha-ho. The news was from North Pole to South Pole, this Long Island still belongs to you, Earth people. Ha-ho, ha-ho, see. Yeah. So it's a good news. So we're still caretaker of this land, and this Long Island we call the home of peace. And this Long Island we call Turtle Island. So what Lakota means, it means peace-loving people, not just from a group from South Dakota. You know, we're so narrow-minded people. So what tribe? But the word tribe is derived from the word tribulation, see? And the Indian, somebody made it up. I think the first illegal alien that came over here called me Indian. You know, we put a joke on the Columbus. It's good. It's a good thing that he didn't tell the Queen of Spain that he was going to Turkey. You know, So, to be an earth person here on a Turtle Island, this is the home of peace. You could imagine only 500 years ago, we're totally free people. We could go any place, both of us could go any place, eat grass, and there's no trespass sign, nothing. We could go any place. And you don't need no backpacks. The land was a land of abundance. So every step you take is a prayer. You enjoy. But today, if you hike backpack on your back for a mile, that's terrible, see? It's really tough. And so if you try trespass or go across, there's a sign, no trespass, see? Or if you trespass, you get shot or get arrested for trespass. Look. But you could imagine we are totally free people in the entire world. So only 500 years ago, we were totally free people. Like I was in Washington, D.C., and I taught there at the Washington University, and we went under that gold dome, and we talked with the National Lawyers League Incorporated and International. And now we went there, and these people, here's a guy well-known named Kunstler. He comes over and puts his arm around me and offered me one of this tobacco. And he said this to me, "Brother, I offer you this tobacco. I want you to pray for me. And I want you to pray to these young people, I mean the whole Congress. Pray for these young people. Because it's about time these young people here in Congress, they should have a little respect for us elder boys." And they kind of nods me like this, and he laughed. But my coordinators are not in gear yet. So what I've been saying here all in the little short time I spent here, I'm 77 by according to Christian calendar, but I'm much older than that. So like why that I'm much older, if we're gonna figure that way, all my genetics that I inherited from my forefathers, it has no beginning and no end. So there's no past, and there's no present, there's no future. It's all same. But what I'm trying to say is that if we're going to go according to the calendar or cycles of life, here is the way I'm going to translate. So you have to put yourself in the gear. You have to understand, because my English is so poor, or in fact, I don't speak it at all. But but, but, but I speak my own language, the inner language. I speak perfect. So here's a little spark called soul or spirit. We call spirit. The little tiny spark comes into the cell and forms a head and foreleg and vertebrae, hind leg, and a tail. See, so it takes 9 months that you're born inside. So when a life is born, when you come out of the cell, 9 months thereof is your second birthday. Think about it. This really stunned the biologists. So, so when a life comes out of the cell, 12 months thereof is your first birthday. That's Christian calendar, see? But actually a woman carries 13 months. So I'm here to teach my people here to recourse, rededicate, reaffirm ourselves that we have to put our head together because we drift away too far. We wandered away from the Creator and our Holy Mother for too long. So like let me a drumstick. Here's my Board of Education. Yeah. This is Tugashila, grandfather Unchi Maka, grandmother the earth. And over here we have BC. My half-side, when I was in Geneva, she had her own little version. She calls it Before Columbus. So here is a Tugashila. Tugashila, the wisdom in itself is a creator, and the knowledge is a woman. She is the temple of God who gave birth and life to all living. And the power means generation. But I think these people misinterpret power. Knowledge is a power, make a machine gun and point at everybody or disintegrate or shatter all living to bits, and they call knowledge is a power. That is not so. So the knowledge is a woman. She is a love, life giver. So we all came from a woman. So she is the temple of God who gave birth and life to all living. So the power is a generation and the gift is a talent and love. That's where we shape. Some of my people fly, some walk on four, some swim, and we walk on 2 legs. The image of God. See? So these are 4 is 1. Someplace, yeah. We train our kids to go to school, and they start from here, 1, 2, 3, to 9 and 0 means nothing. So I think we're misteaching our kids. So where this 1 come from, it come from here, see? These 4 is 1, see? So, and the 0 here means nothing. Well, we go back to the circle that has no beginning and no end, see? So we drift that way. So we are runaways for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We drift over here, see? So now we are encompassed, we are under the gold dome. In gold we trust. So the whole world encompassed with the gold, see? Money is God, see? So I think, and I said this because I used to pull joke on the Catholics because my sister-in-law and brother-in-laws, they're all Catholics, and they used to harp at me because I hang around over here. They call me if I eat a bark or leaf or flower or root, they used to call me serpent food eater, like a snake food eater, like a so anyway, I was over here. So now, here, what we see here is it has no beginning and no end. And this here we call Chanumpa. Chanumpa means living tree. So it's not a pipe. Pipe, when I came here at Stanford University, and somebody introduced me that I was supposed to talk about sacred pipe. But you guys speak English. In fact, you grew up with it. So you tell me what pipe is. Well, somebody said it's a tube, no matter how small or how big. There's a big brick chimney, tall, over 100 feet. That chimney pipe, yeah. The water pipe, toilet pipe, exhaust pipe, tail pipe, war pipe. Yeah, I think I saw those war pipe because I saw those 16-inch guns, pipe. They pack powder in a slag and put fire. Boom, they disintegrate a whole bunch of stuff, or even humans. See? So there must be a war pipe. But we don't have no war pipe. And in fact, we don't have no peace pipe. We don't have no peace pipe. But we do have Chanumpa. So this is where the Chanumpa, this is where life began. This is the nucleus. This is the wisdom in itself is Ampa we. Ampa means man. We is a woman. So man and woman are all together. So what they said was, let there be a life. So I think our first journalist, our first reporter, we got a whole bunch of them. I think we have 66 of them. Each one write a book. And they put all this together and they call Holy Bible, see. So our first journalist made an error. That he says, in the very beginning there's total darkness, then there was a God. And he had a little idea because he was tumbling around, rolling around. Don't know which way, the top or bottom or sideways. 4 watt, okay. Let there be a light, so that little light bulb lit up. No, I could see what was going on here. And we should have some more of that stuff hang around here, like that. So I think our first journalist made an error. So now this is it. This is a perpetual, everlasting, living fire. Has no beginning, no end. So we call fire, and that fire become a rock. We call universe. We call Unchi Maka, the life giver. So we all came from we are part of fire. We're part of rock, we're part of earth, and we're part of water, and we're part of green. We all love to eat rabbit food. But I also eat the rabbit too. Yeah. So now we drift this way. So before we go drifting off, the wisdom, knowledge, and power, we're born with love, kindness, generosity, and giving. So it seems like 4 is a magic number. Now, what is here, after we mess up the altar, we were to have this courage and patience and endurance and alertness. So courage is a Latin word, see. What it means, you have to have a heart. So what's in the heart? Love, kindness, generosity, and giving. You were born with it, see. So you should thank your mother that she didn't abort you or take birth control pills. So the source of life began with water, the corn, the berries, and meat. See? So it seemed like 4 is a magic number. That's what it seems like. Oh, no, but we have a doubt. The pollution begins in the mind. So we have a doubt against the Creator and the Holy Mother. So when a man was given a little bitty, witty, teensy of wisdom, a little tiny spark called soul or spirit, see. So, when Tukashla and Makamachi, when they come back, the men said, "Who are you?" In English today, he might say, "Who the hell are you?" Look at you know, in correct English. so, 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 we, the one gave you that power, wisdom. I am the wisdom, the knowledge, where you came from, and that power you will carry, and that gift is talent and love. The way we shape some people who fly, walk on fours, or swim, or crawl, or walk on two, the image of God. See. So those winged people, when they come, they appear that way. But when they appear before you, they appear like us, or the four-legged, or the creepers, or the crawlers, or the mammal, the fish people. When they come to you, they'll appear like us. Then they'll go back. They'll fly away, or gallop, or swim away, like that. The spirit, called ghost. Nagri means shadow, see. Oh, so you have a doubt against me, for having a doubt against me, so the power, Tukashla, who are you? So we're the one that give you the power. No, I have a wisdom, knowledge, and power. I'll show you. So man looks around, wants to create something that God didn't create. Or maybe forgot to create. Again. So men say, want to create something that God didn't create. So, but man creates nothing. See? So man creates nothing. So now Tukashla turned his power on, everything was thunder and lightning, and all the sparks are blowing, and they bumped into each other. So that's how come you see those crater holes. And the inside, we talk about nucleus. Now we talk about those little bitty guys inside. We talk about protons, the neutrons, and the electrons. These are all Greek words, see. Positive, negative, and electricity, like we have here. So there are little guys build those little three parts, see. So now Tukashla create the power. So when he turned his power on, when he ground the positive and the negative, the electron jumps and it ties together. So it magnetized together. So in other words, a man was electrocuted. So he couldn't move, see. If you, this little wire I'm holding, if you put your hand in and hold it, you know what happened, it's going to grip you, see. So that's the way it probably happened. So man couldn't move. He said he was God, see. He wants to be godlike. But Tukashla turned his power, man was electrocuted, couldn't move. So finally man gave up. Uncle. Okay, give him a submission holster. Yeah. So, uncle. You're the creator. I'm just a little shrimp, you know, look at it. So, please let me stay here among the green. When my people, not knowing where they go, because they mess up the altar, so when they let there be a mountain, so you start jam, and like a freon, the snow is blowing here, ashes and hot air blowing here, and lava spooned out over here. So people run, they fall in there. So later people, what's his name comes along, Fossil comes along and name himself afterwards. So they found those fossils. Well, anyway, now the man was electrocuted. So they say he was a beautiful man. But after that, there's no two persons were ever alike. Oh, so the man, man, let me stay here among the green. And when my people are not knowing where they're going, when they're cold, they're sick, they're sad, they're fear, and hungry, and cold, and dying, I will come out of the green, and I will come and help them, and I will raise them, I'll make them stand, and I'll make them walk into your holy hands again. Oh, good plea bargain, so you stay. So that's how come we have medicine. We have medicine, man. So this is the way it was told. But nowhere in the entire world that what you hear, there is no institution, there's no one ever teaches or preaches about what you hear today. So now you could say, you truly could say you saw an earth person. So I am Macau Chasha, I see. Ixeu Chasha. Now to be Lakota is really hard, because in order to be a Lakota, you peace, love, and people, see? So it's really hard to be a Lakota. Peace, love, and people. You have to love all Tukashla creation, Tukashla and Macau, and you have to love all the winged people and four-legged people, and the creepers and the crawlers and the mammal fish people, and the two-legged. So the cardinal points of the universe, there's a black, there's a red, there's a yellow and white, all living are same. So there are multicolors. So we have blue. So if you look up, you see the sun, that UFO up there, but which we call Tukashla, he wears a huge, immense blue robe. So there is a time we're going to see the sun blue, see? And there will be a time we're going to see this moon pure red, like this red here, see? So all cycles of life, this moon carries, and our life is red. Our blood is red, see? So this is the translation of the Lakota or the Chinoopa, see? So the Chinoopa is sacred, but on the other side of this rock, the Christian people, they call rotten apple or forbidden tree or tree of knowledge. And if you steal this apple, you're going to kick the bucket the same day, like those kind. So the knowledge is poison, see? So we call our mother poison, like them kinds. So when I went to Oxford University, we talk about the triangulations or the geometric design. I learned it from my grandmother. So she drew a line. Grandchild, I want you to see this. She drew a line, and this line has no end. Then she drew a two line and put a box, and it's called rectangle. Then she drew a square, then a diamond, then a triangle. So when I went to Stanford, Oxford, these people, they have a big table, and they drew a triangle, and they all sit around and arguing over this triangle. How many sides the triangle have? So they brought a BIA guy. They supposed to be educated. Wears a whole suit, white shirt, and necktie. Wears glasses and carries a briefcase. He never looks at me because he's educated. See, so they brought him for educational purpose to how this mathematical language, how far he go to make a bomb. See. So they brought him there to sit in, to listen how this mathematical language talk, called science, see. So this, how we're sitting here arguing how many sides a triangle have, and this BIA guy that's supposed to be educated said, 3. But those people sitting here never blinked their eyes. And so I said this to my interpreter. I think these people, they heard the walls squeak. I said, and they overheard me and they started laughing. So this guy, one of nuclear physicists, this guy, how can we call this guy a dumb Indian? It seems like this guy came out from the prairies, or came out of tall bushes, or tall weeds, or tall grass. And he comes here and we create this big concrete jungle, and he tells us we're wrong. So that was a funny part I played, see. So I say, you know, these numbers do talk. And that BI guy kind of notch like this and going like this and point his temple and going like this. He called me crazy, see. But after what I said, all these physicians or nuclear mathematicians, they all glance, they all nod their head. Approve. Numbers do talk, see. So this guy gets up and hightail because he made himself ridiculous or embarrassed, ashamed himself. He thought he was educated because he wasn't listening. He belittled me because he thought he was educated. But me, I dressed like a scarecrow. Funny hat and funny clothes and funny shoes. I'm standing out there in the garden trying to scare something. But instead of scaring something, I attract everything, see? So, anyway, that's where I dressed and walked in and talked to this mathematician. They speak that language, called scientists. But the highest educated level that I saw there was electronic. So this is where guys try to figure out this electrons and neutrons and photons and jumping around. See, they are individual, but they don't go individual ways. They sort of jump, march, and run. So each of them, scientists gave them each a poster, so they're march and run. I'm a proton, I'm a neutron, I'm an electron, march and run. See? But labels don't talk to each other, see? But there are little guys build those little parts, see? It getting smaller and smaller. Go down in quantums and go a little smaller. And pretty soon they can't see them. Too small. So they end up knowing nothing, see? So you guys end up knowing nothing. Well, it was a challenge. Next meeting. Well, it was a challenge, you know, we end up knowing nothing. But Dr. So-and-so think all these little particles and matters and molecules, they all come from a sound. Well, you guys get a little closer now. Because the Ampari, man and woman, let there be a life. So how far this heat go, nobody knows. And there's a force behind it. And this force made wind, and wind made sound, and the sound goes into infinity and comes back, we call thinking or thoughts, see. So Einstein means one stone, see. And he claims he discovered the atom, see. But Adam was before him, so he was born from there. He's part of it. So the fire become so many powers or heat become molecules, or so many of them bunched up will be equal to matters, or so many of them bunched up will be equal to a particle, or we call soil, or grain of sand, or a piece of rock. Einstein, see. Even the hippie guy said so too. Peter means rock, see. Peter, you are Peter, see. And I upon this rock and pointed downward. And upon this rock I built my church. My daddy, my grandpa, told me that the other side of this rock, on the other side of this world, there are some strange people, though they are mine. So we're over here, they're over here, and we're down here, see. Though they're mine. But they thought the world was flat all the time. So they thought there's another world someplace, so they call it heaven, see. So anyway, our minds all get confused. So drifting away from the Holy Father, Mother, so after they mess everything, it's too goddamn cold, or it's too goddamn hot, and it's too rough here, and look at it. It's real correct official language. Look at it, So I began to pick up the official language. Yeah. Anyway, so they were going, what did he say? To my recollection, I assume, this is what he said, could be this way or that way. So before we forget, let's put a reminder, let's put a marking here. Let's put a symbol here. So the little typewriter and hammer begins. They notch a symbol. So this later known as silent communication, or known as alphabets. See? So that's where the reading and writing began. But I'm still way back over there, see. I'm not civilized yet. I'm still over there, see. So I talk direct, see. So speaking from the universe of mind, see, the telepathic wave intelligence goes around, so it always right through me and goes around. So I could read their mind and they could read my mind. So we used to talk to each other through our mind. So these animals, we call them animals. That's another word I found. Animal means, it's a Latin word, animal, and animals is a male and female. So the English put together and called animals, see. So I wanted to learn how to speak English, and I had one heck of time with it. And look at anyway, the winged people, they have a brain, heart, and spirit and language of their own. So same, the four-legged, and all the way down to the fish people, and us too. Each one has a brain, heart, and spirit and language of its own. See, so when they think loud, they warble or they chirp or whistle. See, so them are the codes. So they educate me, if we're going to say it that way. But me, I'm a dumb Indian, see, in this in modern, civilized, Christianized world, because I don't know how to punch buttons or a push pencil. So maybe that's one of the reasons. But I began to try to figure out why they call me a dumb Indian. Yeah. So I adopted that name for my middle name. See, yeah, I think they're right, because they call me dumb Indian. Okay. Oh, maybe they're right. I think there's another reason. Reason means excuse. There's another reason they call me dumb Indian is because I don't know how to turn water into wine. See, so that's one. That's one of the reasons they call me dumb Indian. So I can make Budweisers and them kind of champagnes and that kind. So maybe that's one of the reasons. See, so. It's kind of hard to be an earth person or to be called Indian. So it's kind of tough to be an Indian. Or if you don't speak English, that's even tougher yet. See? So, but through these mysteries, through these powers, Tukashla speaks from the universe of mind. So that power was in me. That little wisdom, teensy, witsy, bitsy, called soul or spirit. So now the soul or spirit, that little or is in between the soul or the spirit. So that negative word is in between, see? That or is a missing word. or missing link. In educated way, it's called hyphen, see? To bridge two sound or two negatives together, see? So psychic means soul or spirit. Psychic means, it's a Greek word, means soul or spirit, see? So the or is in between, see? Now, logo is a Latin, means word of spirit, or in Greek, it say logic or logical. This way or that way is called logical, see? This way or that way. Come see, come ça, see? So this way or that way, called logical, see? So this is connected to the psychic. So it's called psychology, see? But that little negative word is still there, O-R. Psyche means soul or spirit. So we don't know what to believe. Soul has to have a body, and the spirit, you can't see it, has no body, see? So that little breach or negative or the missing link, that hyphen is still there, see? So psychology today, I have sons who are doctors now and daughters. Some are lawyers now. And they speak that language. So they speak a scientific language. Over here, see, there's a scientific language, psychological language, and a legal language, and a religious language. See? These are 4 languages. So when you go inside this dome, you're going to be a scientist or doctor or lawyer or a preacher, see? Or you could be 1 or 2 or 3, or you could be all 4, see? Called degrees. See? So you could have 4 degrees or 3 or 2 degrees or 1 degree. It's kind of hard to buy 1 degree. But anyway, it costs a lot of money to buy 1 of those degrees. You have to buy a piece of paper. So we're over here, we're trying to treat the problems. We have cancer society, leukemia, diabetics, and heart, like AIDS society. But money does not buy health, see? And so, no, the medicine, a lot of these sickness, I was telling how we got into trouble is, I think part of it's my trouble too, because I was standing on the shore with open arms, and I invite Columbus to come in with disease of alcohol and weapon and death. So this is all I was invited, see? But not this time. There is a place that we're going to go. We're going to leave all this sickness, disease of alcohol, weapon, and death aside. And all I want is my people, see? But let's regroup. And we could live here as long as we wanted to. Or we could live here forever, see? So that peace could be obtained right here in our own home, see? It is possible. And we still have that chance left, because that nuclear bomb didn't go off yet. We don't know when it's going to go off. So we still have a chance. So they say there's a time when we tell these people that they are wrong. So like I mentioned to you about the mathematical language and the nuclear physics talk, and they say E = mc squared. So I say this, I think the square root is nothing but a bunch of lies. Everybody went like this, all at the same time. But somebody back behind kind of blurred out, how can you say 4 times 4 or 8 times 8 and go on like that? It's all even. So how can you say the square root is wrong? So let me say this way. how can you say two negatives are equal to a positive? See? How can you say? So one of them got up and he said, I'm an English boy. I really don't know how to put it, but may I say this? We'll take the fire and we turn the fire on, we're going to fight fire where fire is wrong. See? So making an atomic bomb is to destroy Togashila's creation and our only Holy Mother. See, that's the only father and mother we have. Now we want to disintegrate that. Then after we disintegrate, where are we going to go? No place. We're going to outsmart ourselves and blow our own heads off, see? Disintegrate our own brains. So I think it's a time that all you young people hear that you should hear, because it was in a prophecy. There is a time there was a hill like this. Grass grew all the way to the top and went on the other side. It's so high, and so it's a hill, but they call it mountain because it's so high. So the scouts go over there and the scout run for food, or buffaloes or deers, or even look for horses, or even use for signal, or use for landmark. So they use for directions. So one morning, a man came on top this lookout mountain and sent a voice, yelled 4 times, "Hey, hey," 4 times. So everybody said, "Ah." Ah means listen, be quiet. So all the animals, even puppies, they sit up and prop up their ears and listen. And even the child was crying. They nudge him just a little gentle. And they whisper in this child's ear where the child was crying. They whisper, "Ah," behind your ear. And that child stopped and listened. So they say we still have ears up to that time. We still have it. Now a child cries, "God damn it, shut up." You want spanking like that into your mind. How well you memorize. And you have to do this at gunpoint. Do this, do that. Don't do this, don't do that. See? So at gunpoint, you were linked to go to church, go to school, do this, do that, and don't do this, and don't do that. See? At gunpoint, see? So you are forced. And that is channeled to your mind, how well you memorize. So on a blank paper, you memorize the laws, the rule, and regulation. And when you memorize clear and thoroughly, you get a straight A or you get a PhD. So actually, when you study real carefully, you don't have no mind of your own, see? See? So if you try to use your mind, then you're out of order, see? You could be evicted, or you could be penalized, or you could face a foreign school, see? But I've been out of order all my life, so I could use my eyes, I could use my mind, eyes, I could use my hearing, my sense of the sniff and taste and feeling, see? So I have a direct communication with the powers of full wind, see? So Togashila, so the telepathic wave intelligence goes around, so I could read minds, and they could read mine. So when we think loud, we chirp or warble or whistle, see? So thinking out loud, see? So I want this technology, we're going to use it in a good way, because it's based on fire, rock, water, and green. So technology. Not too long ago, don't take pictures because it's sacred. Don't record it. don't sing those songs, don't record, because they said, don't take pictures. Like, so they want us to stay in the dark all the time. But what's in the TV today? In the eyes and ears of the people, there's cartoons, cowboys, Indians, Star Wars. That's all is going wrong. And it's hooked up to the telestar and it's televised around the world. So our kids spend at least 6 hours a day to spend watching TV, all that junk. See? So the kids come up with unruly, without rules. So they are very unruly people. When they're little guys, they're beautiful. Oh, they're beautiful. They're angels. They have halos, wings, like that. But when they start walking, they're no good, see. They get into everything, see. You have to watch them like a hawk, you know. They get into it. They put everything to their mouth, too. See. So you have to watch them. But at the same time, they are without rules. So when they become 17 or 18, when they're allowed to buy a 6-pack of beer, Budweiser or Adel Pour, like if they're allowed, then hey, I'm 18 years old, now I could buy a 6-pack. So that pure, where I come from, pure Rocky Mountain spring water comes down from the mountain. Adel comes along and had 1,600 Christian people stand on similar and put a little poison, a little 6-pack, passing on to our kids, and our kids drinking, they bumped into each other and shooting each other. So now we're scared of our own children, see? So I think we should tell Adel to go home, get on his Mayflower and go home. That's the only way. Oh, yeah. So I think, Mr. America, you should get up and sober up. And where is our father of our country? Where is our mother? See, we don't have no mother of our country. So I think under this gold dome, I think we should put our mother back in where she belongs. And Clinton has to stay outside, take care of the water, the corn, the berries, and meat. See, clean water, cultivation, and irrigation. So our kids will eat nourishment, clean, nourishing food to nourish their mind and body and spirit. See. So I have a lot to say. I want to say a lot. And I wish I could speak English and really tell them all. Yeah, so it's good. I feel good because I could hear it now. And I speak Lakota very fluently. So with this communication, this noisemaker, it looks greasy and dirty and heart-shaped like that. But when you take it inside a lodge, this is $1 million, see, the tune. And all those beautiful drums they make, they tape like they flop, see. So we had an argument, or somebody started the argument, what is drum? So this drum, what is drum? Nobody knows what drum is. So this is a Sioux drum or a Comanche, Apache, Lucky. But that is not so. We lost our drum 19 generations ago. We lost it. So what does drum look like? We don't know. So what is drum? So you go Africa and they have drums over there, see? Zebras and all those. And you go east, all the yellow race country, each one has a drum. You go north to the white, and they all have drums. And here, the red nation have drums. So who brought this big bright idea? Who started this drum? Nobody knows. So nobody knows what drum is. But Tukashla say this. This word drum is coined by he, she, or she, he. How this word became is that little spark comes into the cell, form a head and a foreleg, the vertebrae, hind leg, and a tail. So the female is born inside, see? 9 months. So when that life comes out of the cell, she was born inside. But when he comes out of the cell, he acts and talks like a boy, see? Or vice versa. A life is born. He is born inside. So 9 months, he is born. So when a life comes out of the cell, he act and talk like she, see? So he, she, or she, he. So that he, she, or she, he named this drum. So the drum is a he, she word, see? She, he word. So no, that's how come nobody knows what drum is, see? So drum means he, she, he word. And what's the word it means? It means wooden bucket. That's what it means. Chanchera, wooden bucket, see? So all this sound come from a tree, see? So I went to University of Kansas School of Medicine, and I talked about the deer medicine, because pollution begins in the mind. So there's a pollution, there's a virus, or whatever it's called, we call it topa. So when I come, it contaminates the universe of mind. So it also contaminates the four-legged. So when a deer is contaminated, he goes to the pharmaceutical department called forest, the chanupa, and all grass, herb, plant where they live. So he goes, because he's there 24 hours around the clock, so he knows exactly what doctor, what medicine to go to and pray. So not just curing one hangover, but when he prayed, the spirit comes out and kills all the vice around. So other people that hang around there, they benefit. And if Indian hangs around there, he benefit too, see? So that is, we call deer medicine. So the medicine in the university, we have AMA doctor who came, who holds 4 degrees. So they thought he was genius. So the multinational corporation, they purchased him or hired him or bought him. And he was to go out, look for a cure for the cancer or leukemia or the diabetes or the heart and so on. So it seemed like this guy should go to the Washington, D.C., because that's where all the brain, highest educated people ever assembled together. So it seemed like that's where he's supposed to go and inquire around how to cure this cancer or leukemia or diabetes or heart. But he came over here, way over here, where the well-uneducated Indians hang around, see? And they live in tents and dirt floor and a little dugout and fireplace and a pot and a pan there, and they have a little shade there, and they have an old car served like a refrigerator. So that's where, in that little ways, they have a outhouse and a pump, but it doesn't work. So they drink water, and further down there's cattle standing in the bed of the water. So this is where the scientists came to find a cure for cancer, or leukemia, or diabetes, or heart. So, yeah, please, welcome. Yeah, please come in. You're going to see a medicine. They thought they're going to see me, but I'm not a medicine. But I do know something about the Chinumpa and the medicine people. So please come in. So they brought a heart victim. They brought a heart victim, and this victim, like I have some, like I told you, they trace it all the way back to 22 or 2600 years before Christ, or the reading right began. So the medical science, they have a record that heart disease recorded all the way back to 2200 years before Christ. So it came a long way, and they haven't cured yet. So the victim here, I will show you. And there was a light, like a bubble, like a soap bubble. And that figure was inside. So you could see the figure. Now, like taking an x-ray, like you could see the skull, the frame structure, the skull, the vertebrae, and the limbs. Now you could see the organisms, like a brain, heart, liver, kidney, those crooked tunnels in the bladder, you could see those organisms. Now you could see the whole frame, like a water, everything is liquid form. So it's called saline, the water we drink. All those little molecules we drink, see. So the water, this scientist or doctor, whatever it is, he called it saline or glucose or dextrose, like that. Everything in liquid form. So what's inside? There's warriors and hunters, we call them, called red cell or white cell, or platelets, that bells red or white, or the calcium, the frame structure, the bone, or the enamel, the teeth, and a little fiber build tissue, simple, see. So I was translating, interpreting for him. I'm not a doctor, he is a doctor, he has 4 degrees. So I was interpreting for him. And I was translating what the Spirit was doing. So we're interns. We're all sitting around the glass house and wearing our masks and ventilate the whole place. And we're all looking down in a little glass and see the professionals at work. You see, with their little rubber gloves and masks and those cedars and forceps. The forceps and hemostats and them sutures and them. So we was watching. So the Spirit comes in. Now what happened inside? The toka, remember I told you the pollution begins in the mind. So that toka comes in, attacks the warrior, the called red cell. So it is like a worm eating an apple. So it pokes a hole in it. So when you poke a hole, it falls apart. So this doctor, he calls it, when he falls apart, it becomes like a syrup. So he called coagulation, see. So what happened, there's a tube, a brachial tube, or the arteries, or veins, or capillaries, those little tunnels. It has a membrane, and the water gets behind, and that causes to narrow the passage, and so the blood that's big can go through, and the vein that carries the blood back, it doesn't flow back. It's kind of too heavy, pushing back up. So all those little capillaries. So the water jet or all the oxygen expelled. So they all played out, tired out. So the water becomes stale, see? So now the toka now devours that red cell. So now it comes into the lung, and the air comes into the brachial, and it branches like a tree, and each end there's a little pocket, look like Stone People Lodge. And so the air goes in and turns into a vapor, this doctor called oxygen, see? So the wounded warrior may be wounded by a mortal sin or medium or venial sin. Like that. Or maybe Adolf wounded. Like that. So anyway, he comes in. See, they brought him in and rolls around. So when a spirit comes in, the medicine man, when it comes in, a little tiny nucleus, a soul or spirit, it's so tiny, you could see it. It's a light. It's like a blowtorch. So that little spirit comes in like a little blowtorch and destroys the tuka and expels out. See, and expels out. This doctor called it dioxide. Now when it hits the light, it forms another chemical. He calls it nitrogen or heat. See, he created that language. So nobody really understands. If you don't understand that language, you're dumb. So I had to use my own language to translate. Then I say, suppose if this was possible, you take photograph or uproot or take it home, analyze it. Now, if that was possible, if we could put our medicine man in a capsule and offer $1 million. If my people contract the same sickness, they have to pay you dearly. They have to pay you $2 million to buy themselves a health back. But Tugashla says no. So I'm sorry, I have to tell you bluntly that God is not for sale. I want to tell you that medicine, so you are free to come to get well, free of charge. So that is why I'm here. Some of this medicine, you chew it and you blow it, and a flame will come out and boil the water immediately. Or you could blow on a rock, and that rock will turn red hot and you could hold it, see? Because you are part of the spirit, you're part of the nucleus called soul or spirit. But it's really hard because we are contaminated. If you hold your hand over the fire, what did you feel? You feel pain, see? Because we are contaminated. We have doubt against the Creator, see? So that we inherit those genetics. Our genetics, but our genetics, that toga pokes a hole in those genes, and those molecules and gene, organics, so it has a hole, so it's never been healed. So these, my sons who are doctors, they call it hereditary. But we do have medicine that will close those molecules or gene, organic, that has a hole in it. So the others, body chemical, might alleviate. So there's an entrance, there's an exit. So the toga might be alleviated or expelled. Or if the toga, if it's neutralized, the red and white cell, they go and die because they want to cure. So they die. So the red cell goes there and he dies. Got wounded, died. So the red cell goes there to rescue, he dies. So those molecules or these little platelets, they go there and to rescue those warriors and hunters. So they die too. So that little fiber goes around and kind of wraps them together. So the other go, and the little fiber goes, keep wrapping up, not to spread. So this is called tomb. So I wish I'll be able to explain, because this is all, I'm limited with the vocabulary, see? But the inner language I speak perfect, fluent. So the Spirit comes in and he does wonders and mysteries to alleviate that doubt out of our mind and our body and our spirit, see? So pollution begins in mind. So from here, where you sit, to the Creator, don't let little dot go in between, see. So I always try it. Believe to Gashla is hard. Believe in your own mother is really hard, see. So it's so simple, yet it's really hard. Because we got to see it first. We got to have proof first. Because we're educated. So we got to have proof first. We got to see it first. I got to see it. And if I see it, if I touch it, I believe it. So I want to say thank you that way. For a lot may be here, and we're going to close a little while, but all this prediction where the ego comes and this telepathic wave intelligence goes around in the universe of mind, we distract because it's overlap, like TVs and radios, and telephones and all the computers and IBMs, it's all jammed, see? So there's a war going on inside the computer now, see? So we cause this because we're part of fire. So the center core of this universe, there's a ball of fire. So we disturb that fire, so the volcanoes come out and the rocks start to slide. So we cause the earthquakes, and we cause this water wind, the typhoons or hurricanes, and we cause these tornadoes, see? But when the power comes and takes all the houses and uproot trees and even life taken, Clinton comes along, we're the superpowers, where we have no control over this natural disaster. That's what he tells the people, and people believe that. That is not so. It's caused from the brain, from our minds. So I think we should, all the meteorologists, now they call Mother, oh, she's really nasty. She's a blizzard up there, and fire raging, dust, wind blowing in South Dakota, power line snap up, fire over here in Texas, tornadoes over there. Look at, oh, Mother Nature, she's nasty. They call her nasty because it comes from our mind. It goes around and it causes all this disturbance. They call Mother nasty, see? But they never call themselves nasty. So all this, what I'm trying to say is, all this is not happening, but there is heat coming behind that now. So we should all get on our knees and take our Bible and say a bunch of Hail Marys, maybe that'll go away. But that never happened. So the ego comes, when you return to earth, tell the people on earth, majority rule the world, but that is not so. So you put all the global, you put all the countries in the entire world, and they cannot control the volcano people, the thunder beings, or they can control this weather. So while we have the Chanukpa, we are able to talk with the volcano people, see? So we're the ones that are holding, try and balance this earth, see? So I need a lot of help. So all these people come here in a mysterious way. Something brought you here, and something brought me here too, but I don't know what it is. Something brought me here too, see? So and then we hear this unbelievable mystic stories. Somebody's story tell us they call history. If you say something yesterday, that's called history. So people like histories. So whatever you say, do yesterday, that's history. Like but history means his story. So there's a her story too, see. So we have to put our head together because there's a lot of little monkeys that are coming behind us. And let's try pretending we're doing something good. Just at least pretending. You're doing it right, see. But if we keep it up, those little monkeys behind, they're going to do a lot of damage, see. They're going to finish it off. They're going to wreck this altar, see. So we are here to correct. So that is one of the purpose I want to see Gene Reno, clean stuff, and father of a state called Governor's Convention. And the National and International Lawyers League Incorporated, they request that I will be a chair for me, and they request that I'll be their spiritual consultant. That's a legal language, spiritual consultant. So it's good that I'm here to be something, and I'm trying. What I want is, I know I'm going to be a Nobel Prize winner. I know that too. But my prize will be my people. I want my people back. See? So I'm going to win my people back. My people, I love you all, and you're all beautiful, and stay beautiful. I love you all. Oh, thank you.